everybody, and this is my first ever gameplay using a single shot weapon. I literally never use them, so if you see me like, oh, your trigger finger's so bad, yeah, I know, I'm not that great with single shot weapons, that's why I don't use them. Well, actually, if I use them more often, I would be much better at using them, but seeing as I don't get any better, and yeah, and this camo looks super sweet on this gun. Super sweet, but it's not what I wanted to talk about today. Today I wanted to talk about something that I have mentioned before, but not exactly specifically, and that is the government is up to it again, guys. The government has been talking about if it will be possible to put extra taxes on violent video games. Violent video games, not normal video games, just violent ones. And I guess the reason that they're thinking about doing this is that they're thinking, oh, well, if it costs gamers more money to get a violent video game, they're less likely to go and get a violent one. Maybe they'll go get Hello Kitty Island Adventure or something, and then we won't have any crime ever again in our country, and no one will ever get shot because it's all down to those violent video games, even though every single other country in the world that plays violent video games, besides America, actually manages to have a fairly non-shoot-em-up existence. But it's just another example of politicians not understanding us as gamers, like not understanding us at all, not understanding why we play, not understanding how seeing violent images in a video game affects us. Like, I've talked about it before. If you guys missed the video where I talked about video games making killers, I will leave a link in the description and leave it annotated so you can go check that out. But come on, guys. I do not play any game and think, oh yeah, I'm gonna go do exactly what that guy did. I'm gonna play freaking Mortal Kombat and I'm gonna go outside and like rip somebody's head off. Yeah, that makes so much sense. It's just another example of them trying to pass the buck, and I really wish that they would stop. Because honestly, let's even just look at it from a logical standpoint. Violent video games are usually rated 18 and over, right? You have to be 18 to buy them. And if you're putting taxes on something that requires someone who's 18 and over, how is that going to stop children from playing violent video games? Which is who they're really concerned about. They're concerned about children playing violent video games and it getting into their head and them being like, oh, I'm going to become a mass murderer because of this video game. It's not going to stop children from playing violent video games because it's gonna be the parent that goes out to buy it. It's not a little 10-year-old going on to freaking GameStop like, oh, can I have Call of Duty? Because they're not allowed to serve violent games to children. And it's not going to be a deterrent whatsoever. And they actually did try to try and research whether it would be able to have violent video games completely banned. But they said that violent video games, or video games in general, do actually come under the Constitution as freedom of speech. So they're not going to be able to do that. Now they're looking at it like, oh, will we be able to tax them? Will we be able to get more money out of these guys? It's just so stupid. It's just so stupid, and it's frustrating because it really shows you how much they don't understand the gaming community whatsoever. Like, I could say the same thing to them. Do you sit down and watch a violent movie and think, oh, I'm gonna go and do that? Of course you don't. It's ridiculous. Do you read a violent book and think, oh, I'm gonna go do that now? Of course you don't, because media doesn't affect normal, healthy people like that. It might affect crazy people like that, but if it does, banning it is not going to not make them crazy. They're going to keep on being crazy until you actually fix your damn country. Honestly, I swear to God, if they spent more time or the same amount of time as they do trying to pass the buck onto stuff that doesn't even matter and actually sit down and think of ways to improve the country, we might actually be able to improve something, or at least start working towards a way to actually improve it. So what do you guys think, man? Even if they were to tax violent video games, say if they put extra taxes on Call of Duty right now, would it stop you from going out and buying a Call of Duty game if you have to pay like $1 extra? Let me know in the comments section, guys. I love you all very much, and I'll speak to you later. Bye.